Okay, are we ready for a contest? Our first speaker, Jeff Mossler, Honeymoon Interruptus. Honeymoon Interruptus, Mr. Jeff Mossler!
It was our second honeymoon, and we decided to go to Sedona, Arizona. And it was one of those amazing nights where the sky was inky black, and the stars weren't just sparkling, they were shimmering in their brilliance. And they weren't just a starlight color, there were golds and emeralds and little pinkish colors. And the moon was out, and there was a cloud that would just whisk by once in a while. Have you ever seen one of those clouds that is lit by the moonlight? Truly a magical setting. My aunt lives in Sedona, and she let us borrow her house for a week. She said, you can use the house all you want, but don't go on the deck. We're remodeling, and the deck out back isn't there. So the first night we were having some dinner, and Susie went and looked out the back door and realized, she said, hey Jeff, there's a deck out here. I don't know what she was talking about. So she opened the door and we went out on the deck. And I brought a bottle of Dom Perignon. I was ready for a magical night under the stars in Sedona. And we were sitting on the couch, and I was just about to turn over and planted a wet one right under Luscious lips. Oh, my chérie amour. And all of a sudden, everything started shaking, and it was kind of like some weird shaking sound. And it was just like, woo! I didn't know what was happening. And then, I forgot to tell you this one important thing. Her house was on a vortex. Not just any vortex. The biggest vortex in Sedona, and it's not on the maps because it's on her private property. So some weird thing has happened, apparently, on this vortex at my aunt's house. And I was experiencing it right then. And as I was trying to gain my confidence, and I realized that behind me, there was this really weird, giant, kind of a serpent-like thing with a big pointer on the end of it. And now in front, there was these big old claw-like things, and they're kind of snapping like this. Next thing you know, I look, and I see these beady eyes up there and this weird glow all around me. We are on a gigantic scorpion. This vortex has turned this scorpion into a gigantic monster. And we're sitting on the couch on this giant scorpion. And I'm kind of doing this. Well, since it was our honeymoon, Susie was wearing one of those Victoria's Secret robes. And I said, Susie, quick, give me that belt on your robe. And I took the belt, and I noticed it was kind of pink and soft. Oh, well, so I went to the lasso thing, and I lassoed that scorpion, and I was going to tame this bucking bronco. And I'm going, woo, Donnie! There we go, baby! And I'm going to wrestle this guy down. And I finally got him calmed down. And then since he was on this vortex, this other weird thing began happening. We began telepathically communicating. I was communicating with this giant scorpion, and I said, Mr. Scorpion, take us on a wild tour of all the great spots in Sedona. So he took us to Bell Rock, and then we kind of, well, you know, they don't really move. They kind of, have you ever seen one of those things creep? They creep, but he was creeping so fast that our hair was blowing back, and we were having the greatest time. So, I said, we've been to Cathedral Rock, we've been to all the great spots, but you forgot my favorite spot. Mr. Scorpion, please take us to the top of Courthouse Butte, because it's got 1,000-foot straight up walls, and you can't really get up there without a helicopter. So he said, no problem, I go there all the time. So, we got right to the beginning of the straight up face, and it was kind of like we're in the space shuttle, you know. We're sitting there on the couch, going back to the top, all the way up. And we got to the top of Courthouse Butte, which is one of the biggest vortexes up there. And at that point I said, Mr. Scorpion, it's been really great, but it's such a beautiful night. it's time for my wife and I to be alone. It's our honeymoon. Please, don't interrupt us.
Okay, let's have, please, timer, 1 minute of time silence while our judges complete their ballots.